What's up everybody, RetroWolf88 here, and thank you for joining me for another episode of Funny Reviews. In the last episode we looked at funny Metacritic reviews for Red Dead Redemption 2, and boy was it entertaining. If you haven't seen that video, go back and check it out. You won't want to miss it. In this episode we are going to take a look at funny Metacritic reviews, Amazon reviews, and Gamestop reviews for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the Nintendo Switch. And you are in for a treat. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future videos like this and all kinds of other awesome content that we have planned. And let's get started. Let's begin with the Metacritic reviews, and we're going to start with a review from user LionKing3344, who gave Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the Nintendo Switch a 0 out of 10. And here's what he has to say. No innovation, nothing changing, just have additional character. It can be done better. Instead of filling characters, could be more beautiful sections. Oh god, okay. So he thinks there's no innovation in the game, which is untrue. I could list off a multitude of innovations in this game. Nothing changing. There's so much new stuff in this game. So many things have changed. Just have additional character? I assumed he means additional characters, which he would be correct. There are new characters, plus every single character that has ever appeared in a Super Smash Bros. Game is in this game. It can be done better. Well, any game could be done better. There's always something that can be improved in a game. Instead of filling characters, could be more beautiful sections. I think what he's trying to say here is instead of adding more characters or including all the previous characters, there could be more beautiful sections. Maybe by sections he means game modes or environments to fight on. I don't really know. That's LionKing334. Moving on. Next up on Metacritic we have Susan Maroney, who gave the game a 0 out of 10. And she says, I hate it. It has no Fortnite skins as players and Danny DeVito is not even in it. That is why I give this game a 0 out of 10. Clearly this person is trolling. Of course it doesn't have Fortnite skins in it. It's not Fortnite. What are you talking about? And Danny DeVito, you know, actually come to think of it, I would like to play as Danny DeVito in Super Smash Bros. That could be entertaining. Maybe the Danny DeVito penguin from Batman? Huh, Nintendo, let's add Danny DeVito to the next Smash Bros. Game. Moving on. Next up on Metacritic from Omar Pacheco, he gave the game a 0 out of 10. And here's what he had to say. It is not a perfect game. We have to make it clear. It has a lot of port and the truth ruins several things and traditions that the saga had always maintained. What does that mean? Okay, let me read that one more time. It is not a perfect game. We have to make it clear. It has a lot of port and the truth ruins several things and traditions that the saga had always maintained. That without mentioning that the marketing campaign was excessive and practically showed the whole game without having left. It hurt me especially to see how Nintendo prostitutes his demos everywhere. Erasing any surprise that the player could have when playing it. It hurts him especially to see I can't even say it. It hurts me especially to see how Nintendo prostitutes his demos everywhere. Oh, big pimpin' Nintendo prostituting out those demos. Oh, Omar Pacheco, I really enjoyed your review, and I hope that you will post more reviews on other games so that we can read them in future videos. Moving on. Next up on Metacritic, we have Lag Switcher, who gave the game a 0 out of 10, and here is what he had to say. Lag switchers, server lag, rule sets, buffering, menu music, Belmonts. This is a party game for toddlers with an online service abused by Ethernet cables with a light switch installed. You know, people baffle me sometimes, and Lag Switcher is no exception. And what does he have against the Belmonts? The Belmonts are freaking awesome. If you don't like the Belmonts, let me know in the comments down below. I want to know, truly, because I've never met anybody that doesn't like the Belmonts. Come on. Moving on. Next up on Metacritic, from Apothy, who gave the game a 0 out of 10, here's what they had to say. The game is great, but the achievements you can get contain some that are way too hard and can't be skipped. It's almost impossible to finish the game, so it's pure trash. Do you see the contradiction here? The game, he starts off by saying the game is great, and then he ends by saying it's pure trash. And he thinks that it's pure trash simply because it has achievements that are way too hard for him to obtain and can't be skipped. I have nothing more to say about this one. Moving on. Next up on Metacritic, from Kyrie Guardian, I hope I said that right. This individual gave the game a 0 out of 10, and here's what they had to say. I do not like that all the stages are unlocked from the beginning. Where is the sense of progression? Which is funny that the game gives me all its chewy content without giving me the opportunity to earn it. Chewy content? What does chewy content mean? So many characters and so many unique ways that could have been designed to unlock them, and I end up being potential wasted. This person just said that they ended up being potential wasted. I assume they meant it ended up being potential wasted, but instead they said that they're wasted potential. And the way history, by God, is simply regrettable. It is not a grandiose room as it was in Brawl. I feel cheated with the cinematic of the directs, so that in the end the game did not have a bit of plot. So many characters and licenses together in a story for nothing, no interaction or crossover action, only Smash Tour 2 glorified and seasoned with a boring cinematic other than. That was a mouthful. Moving on. And last but not least, on the Metacritic side of things, we have a review from Zero, who gave the game a 0 out of 10, and here is what Zero had to say. This is a long one, folks, so buckle in. As I am the best player in Smash 4, my opinion matters the best. This game is utter trash. Smash is repetitive and boring. There's only like 50 characters. They really could have stepped up their game. It's almost impossible to unlock new characters. They are too hard and using cheats, so I can only play as 5 of them. And once you lose to them, they don't reappear. And the other modes are too complicated. Classic is too hard. They didn't add Waluigi or Shred or Steve into the game, so it sucks. And for some reason they added Snake, Igloo People, Daisy, Jigglypuff, so they ruin the game. They could add Snake Bayonets, Cloud and Roy, who aren't Nintendo, but don't add Waluigi and Shred and Steve, who are Inklings, and Ness are too OP. Online is garbage. Everyone is using hacks and being mean. They keep beating me up and not let me hit them. Don't even get me started on the story mode. Without any story, it's nothing like Subspace Emissary and has no cutscenes. Spirit Board and story mode with no story is repetitive, and all the computer is cheating and too OP. Just a waste of time, and they put 0 effort into this game. So I guess it was made for me, but I don't like it. This deserves -10, but they want to make money, so they change all the review numbers to better so it looks better and people buy this stupid game. You're going to regret buying this game and you're going to hate it. Don't buy it unless you're a millionaire. Buy. There are so many things wrong with this statement and so many things that I could say to this person, but we don't have enough time in the video to do that. So I will let you let me know in the comments down below what you think about Zero's review. Pick it apart for me and let's have a discussion. Moving on. Alright, now we are going to get into the Gamestop side of things. And we're going to start with a review from Kendra14. And here's what Kendra14 has to say. She gave the game a 1 out of 5. And her review is as follows. Too much fighting and combat. Not what I thought it would be. Looking for more adventure than fighting. And there were 2 responses to her. One from a user called You're Ridiculous. That's fitting. And that user says, that's kind of what the Super Smash series is, so... And then we had another response from Jack556754474. And he says, then play the campaign. Moving on. Next up on Gamestop, we have a review from Chirabitica. And Chirabitica gave the game a 1 out of 5. And her statement is as follows. From a mom, it's the most violent game. I bought this game for my son, who is 11 years old now. I am waiting for him to finish the fever of killing and make damages to others' players. I don't like when I know it's playing this game. Oh, so this mother is concerned that Smash Brothers is too violent and she is waiting for him to finish the fever of killing and make damages to others' players. Also, she referred to her son as "it's" in this statement. I just want to point that out as well. Smash Bros. Is one of the most violent games I've ever played in my life. Mortal Kombat 11 is coming out soon, and that game has nothing on Smash Bros. In terms of violence. Nothing. So I totally get where she's coming from. Moving on. Alright, now we are going to transition to Amazon and see what some people had to say on Amazon. And woo, this one's a doozy. This review comes from Travis Ford. Travis Ford gave the game a 1 out of 5, and here's what Travis had to say. I accidentally swallowed the game and choked. There should have been a warning on the front cover that when I bought it, the game, that I could have choked on it, and there wasn't one. I am entitled to financial compensation for this actions, and I will be calling Nintendo. That was really difficult to read, and if you saw it on the screen, you will understand why. This person is clearly a troll. As are many of the people that we have read reviews from thus far. And, yeah, I don't know what else to say about this one. Life lesson, people, don't put Nintendo Switch cartridges in your mouth and swallow them. Just don't do it. Moving on. Next up, from Amazon Customer. Amazon Customer gave the game a 1 out of 5, and they had to say as follows. This item was not delivered to someone in apartment 1944 looking for product. Oh man, I'm speechless. Moving on. Next up, from Ed, who gave the game a 1 out of 5. Ed says, sucks. This game sucks. Thank you, Ed. Moving on. Next, we have a review from Miss P. Hattaball. She gave the game a 1 out of 5, and here's what she had to say. $10 credit for pre-order not honored. I was supposed to get a $10 Amazon gift credit for pre-ordering this, but I did not. So she gave the game a 1 out of 5. Because she did not get her $10 credit. Because that makes sense. Moving on. From Dustin Lovejoy, who gave the game a 1 out of 5. And his review is as follows. Worst Smash ever. Tedious and boring trying to unlock all characters. And Nintendo trying to push microtransactions is personally disgusting. Pay $60 for a game that will resell for $5 at GameStop. Okay, Dustin Lovejoy. 2 things. Number 1, there are 0 microtransactions in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the Nintendo Switch. I don't know what you're talking about. Second of all, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate will never sell for $5 at GameStop. Nintendo games, first-party Nintendo games, traditionally hold their value very, very well for many years to come. So I would not expect to ever see this game being sold used at GameStop for $5. If GameStop is even around years from now. We'll just have to wait and see on that. But thank you, Dustin Lovejoy. You made great points, buddy. Moving on. Amazon customer number 2 gave the game a 1 out of 5, and they had to say this. Ripoff. It's a good game if you want a port of Smash Bros. For Wii U with no online. Other than that, stay away. First of all, Amazon customer, the game is not really a port of Smash Bros. For the Wii U. It may share some of the assets, but it is a completely new game with completely new features. So, incorrect statement. Second of all, no online? Nope. The game has online. It's had online since it was released. What are you talking about? Moving on. Last but not least, on Amazon, we have a review from Antonio, who gave the game a 1 out of 5. Strap in, because this one is a doozy. His review is titled, "Where's Mario?" 1 star. And here's what he had to say. Mario still hasn't made an appearance in Smash Brothers. I mean, come on, Microsoft. But everyone else is in the game. Even the girls from Dead or Alive. My friends say it's better with the GameCube controllers, but even that also sucks. I plug in the GameCube and none of the 3 buttons work except for one, and all that does is flip open the disc reader. And that's why I'm rating Just Dance at a 3 out of 5. Technology works efficiently, but it's too gimmicky and repetitive. Oh, again, this one is clearly a troll, but it's still entertaining nonetheless. Mario still hasn't made an appearance in Smash Brothers. I mean, come on, Microsoft. There are no words for some of these things that I've read today to you fine people out there. I hope that you've been entertained. Alright folks, and that is funny reviews for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the Nintendo Switch. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that I made you laugh today and entertained you in some form or fashion. If I did, be sure and hit that like button and let me know in the comments down below which one of these you thought was the most entertaining. And if you ever see any that are entertaining for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, throw those reviews in the comments down below so that I can check them out and maybe throw them in a future video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch you folks next time. Later.